Usually, Copernicus just resurrects the Eternal Warriors, who then proceed to beat up the evil. This time around, things are looking a little different, however. The heroes aren't ready to fight, what poses a real problem, because this iteration is the final one. And here's why. Right at the beginning of the show, Merlin explained that Copernicus is a robot from the future. So eventually, the flow of time will reach the point again when Copernicus travels into the past to begin his mission. From that point on, it is living in the past, wandering through the ages to bring back the warrior souls again and again. What means that from that point on, it is not around in the future any longer. That specific point in time is probably not after the heroes defeat the evil for good, because we need a problem to exist in the future. For the sake of the explanation, let's say hypothetically, the flow of time has a starting point, so that every single event ever takes place for a very first time, before time becomes this complex concept of repetition, or constancy, however you want to put it. If Copernicus witnesses the evil being defeated during this first run, it has no reason to travel back in time, because it is not aware it needs to revive the heroes for this to happen. Everything just worked out, without Copernicus' involvement. The heroes appeared and the evil is defeated without it doing anything. See? That does not make much sense. Instead, what appears more logical is that during the first run the evil is an even bigger threat than it is now, and Copernicus travels to the past because in its time, it looks like the evil will achieve total victory. In addition, the fact that Copernicus is a robot. In the past, it has always looked out of place, but in Emma's time, this intelligent steampunk machine seems to fit right in. There are even other robots around, similar in design and functionality. Of course, Copernicus is still vastly superior to them in terms of variety of functions and overall quality, but that could after all just be due to it being an advanced version of the same model robot. Taking this into account, it's highly likely that Copernicus originally stems from Emma's time, or a very near future. Additionally, we've seen the evil trying to destroy Copernicus before it revives the heroes, using other robots. Based on that, maybe Copernicus is forced to flee to the past to escape the threat of being destroyed. Because if it is destroyed before traveling in time, the evil would succeed in the past. In other words, the time of its departure to the past is approaching. As established earlier, it is going to happen while the warriors are still fighting the evil. For that reason, they cannot afford to fail. As soon as Copernicus leaves this time, this iteration becomes the final one. Should the warriors not manage to get rid of the evil once and for all, Copernicus won't be there to resurrect them once more, so that ultimately the evil will reach its goal of destroying the world. I mean, evidently, it's likeliest the heroes can in fact save the day in their own show. Yet, we cannot be 100% sure of it. Copernicus leaves the future before knowing the result of the final iteration, meaning that no one knows what the future beyond that holds. In theory, the heroes could fail to kill the evil, or even be defeated themselves. Although, to be fair, the fact that Copernicus is from this time might as well indicate that the heroes indeed succeed in defeating the evil, allowing Copernicus to leave the future after the deed without having to worry that the souls of the heroes will ever be needed again. And of course, it's yet to be revealed how exactly time works in this show. Depending on that, the story of Copernicus makes more sense in certain ways than others. You can find more Unicorn Warriors Eternal as well as cartoon and anime content on Frogtoons. And if none of us travel to the past, I'll see you next time.